Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on this look. I thought, seeing as I'd already done a kind of like a soft glam makeup video for the Christmas holiday festive season, I really wanted to do one which was the complete opposite. So basically full on glitter glam eyes, bright red lips, massive lashes. So basically, you've got two options. You've got one where you can do something quite soft yet still quite powerful, and then you've got the opposite option of having something like this. And I really just kind of wanted to use my new Christmas jumper. I got this jumper from Topshop. It's called Mistletoe Kisses, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. And I used the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette for this look. So the makeup tutorial that I've done previously with this eyeshadow palette was very much pinks and purples. So this one is very much kind of warm tones, reds and browns and golds. So at least it's another option for you. And then this is Huda Beauty's Heartbreaker liquid lipstick. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, let me know what your thoughts are. Obviously, if you don't want to wear it for Christmas, you don't have to wear it for Christmas. You can wear it for a night out. You can wear it out partying, out clubbing, to a function, or whatever you want to use it for. But for me, just for this video, I just thought I'd title it for the Christmas and holiday season, because I do love this time of year, as I'm sure many of you do. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you all soon. Bye. Hello everybody. So first we're going to be priming our face. Oh, that's upside down. Oops. With the Laura Mercier foundation primer, which I've been using quite a lot recently. This basically keeps your foundation in place all day. And then to prime my lips, I'm using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in the shade Enigma. This is a limited edition neutral matte shade. 100% of your purchase price of this goes towards the Ultraviolet Edge initiative, which is in place by Urban Decay to support women's rights. And I really like it because obviously it neutralizes the eye quite a lot. Now the foundation that I'm using is the Urban Decay Double Wear Foundation. I'm using the shade Honey Bronze. Obviously it looks a lot darker on me because I'm various different colors right now, but once you blend it all in and everything, and I'm using the Real Techniques a buffing brush, I think, or the Expert Face brush, I can't remember, I'll link it below. So that's why it looks a little bit strange at the moment, and because my eyes are so neutral. And I've done my eyebrows and listed my brow routine below for you guys. Now for my concealer, I'm using my new Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer Crème in the shade M19 Cool. I'm using this to conceal my dark circles as well as highlight the high points of my face as well. And then I'm just using a damp beauty blender to blend it all in. Now to set all those areas, I'm using the shade Banana from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I'm using a contour brush by Real Techniques just to set everything so that nothing budges and moves throughout the day. And then I'm using my finishing powder, my HD finishing powder by NYX, also in a banana shade, and this is what I use to set the concealer around my eyebrows as well as underneath my eyebrows, and I also use it to set any primer that is on my eyelids so that it makes the eyeshadow application nice and easy and smooth. And now to set my foundation, I'm using my Studio Fix Powder Plus foundation in the shade NC40, and I'm applying it all over my face very lightly with a large fluff brush by Sigma. Now I'm just going to be what am I talking about? I'm moisturizing my lips with my Carmex lip balm. Now I'm using the Huda Beauty palette. I'm using the shade Bay, and I am neutralizing my eyes as I always do, just using a Sigma F40 blending brush. Now for the first crease shade, I'm using the shade Sandalwood, and I'm blending it backwards and forwards in the crease area using my Morphe M330 brush, which is one of my all-time favorite blending brushes. Just going backwards and forwards and blending it all out. I went in about 3 times to just slowly build up the color. I do apologize, I do still have a cold, so I might sound a little bit strange. I might have to catch my breath now and then. Soz. Next, I'm using the shade Henna, and I'm using that same Morphe brush, and again going into the crease, but not as high as the shade Sandalwood. This is just to deepen up the crease, to kind of blend the two shades together, so you've got a nice gradient of going from quite a light caramel sort of shade and going down into a deeper, more kind of reddish brown sort of shade. Now I'm using the shade Man Eater, and I am going in with a Zoeva 228 crease brush. I'm just going into the outer V area. This is again to make the look a little bit more red as well, because we're going for really kind of warm reddish, kind of more burnt sort of shades. So just blend it into that crease area, going backwards and forwards, but not going above the crease, just staying in that outer V area, and then just kind of slightly dragging it in to the actual lid itself, so that you can kind of have more of a cat eye kind of effect. And then just taking that same Morphe brush just to blend above, so that there are no harsh lines whatsoever. Next, we are going to be using the shade Cocoa, and I am again going into the outer V area, this time using a Morphe M505 brush to just kind of blob it in like you just saw me do there, and just keep swirling it around in a tiny little circle, because what I'm trying to do is make this a reddish brown sort of look. So by blending the reddish color into this brown shade, we can really have like a nice different sort of shade made up, because obviously reds are not that flattering on medium skin tones especially. It can make your face look even more red and bring out any kind of red lines you might have lurking around. So that's why I'm blending it in with the brown, and I'm trying to purposely not go too high up with this shade, just giving a lot of definition into that corner part of the eye and blending it right into that red shade, but not going in as far as I did with that red shade, just kind of keeping it concentrated on that inside area. And then just take that same Zoeva brush which had the red on it with no extra product, just to blend between the two shades so that there are no harsh lines, the standard line of all makeup tutorials. Now I'm using the shade Moon Dust, and I'm applying it with a 227 fluff brush by MAC to the brow bone area. This one is a really gorgeous kind of soft shimmering sort of shade. It's like a goldeny duochrome sort of shade. I really like using this on the brow bone, and then go back in with a tiny bit of Sandalwood just to blend between those two harsh lines, and to add a little bit more of that shade in case it may have disappeared into all the other shades. Go again with Moon Dust, and I'm applying it all over the lid with a Zoeva 234 Smoky Shader brush. This is going to be the base for the glitter, which is why I'm applying something which is quite light. If you don't want to wear glitter, it will look fine if you just use this, to be honest, because this look itself, just by using just this shade, looks pretty good. So it's up to you obviously, but hey ho, I'm going to obviously encourage you to wear glitter. That's the whole point of this tutorial. So just basically apply it all over the place where there is no eyeshadow. Don't worry about being too neat about it, by the way, because you know we're going to put glitter on top. Now I'm just setting my eyebrows with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Tinted Brow Gel in the shade Chocolate, as I always do once I finished most of my eyeshadow, and just tidying them up and making them look nice and neat and lovely. Now that's the Lit Cosmetics glitter along with MAC's gold glitter as well, and I'm applying it with a Morphe G15 brush, applying it all over the Moon Dust area. So what I did was I dipped the brush into the glitter, and then I dipped the brush, I dipped the brush into the glue, and then I dipped the brush into the glitter, and I tapped it off, and then I'm just patting it all over the place. I'm doing it quite slowly, which is why I've speeded it up, because you have to be quite careful, because you do get a fallout with glitter. Sometimes it's actually wise to put your foundation on afterwards, but I wasn't feeling too wise this day. And now that's why I'm using that NYX powder to kind of just brush off any little pieces of glitter that may be lurking around. And I'm doing it over my eyelashes as well. And now I just take a little bit more of that cocoa shade just to blend between the glitter. Don't do it too much because you'll get glitter getting all over the place, but just to neaten it up and get rid of any harsh lines. Now I'm using my NYC liquid eyeliner. Liquid eyeliners are sometimes the best kind of eyeliners to use over glitter because they don't drag and snag. They kind of go over the glitter quite smoothly. So I'm just doing my eyeliner as I always do, into a little wing. Then apply your mascara of choice. I'm using the Scarlet eyelashes by Huda Beauty because they are huge and fabulous, and just, they're some of my favourite eyelashes. They just look amazing for any kind of full glam glitter look. Now I'm going back in with the shade Henna. Again, I'm applying it to the lower lash line with a Sigma pencil brush, just going backwards and forwards from the outer part of the eye to the inner part of the eye, and then do exactly the same on the other side as well, just to kind of open up the eyes a little bit. Now I'm using the shade Cocoa, and I'm using that exact same brush, and I'm just doing it to the outer part of the lower lash line. This is just to give the look a little bit more of dimension, so there isn't just one shade at the bottom, and it kind of makes your eyes again go into that more kind of cat eye effect. Now I'm using my Rimmel Scandalized Kohl Kajal, as I always do. And then I'm going in with Moon Dust again, and I'm using the Morphe M431 pencil brush to add it to my tear duct, and that just kind of opens up the eyes, stops them looking so closed as well. And then I'm just going to apply mascara, and the eyes are done. Now I'm using the shade Havana, which is a very warm and very bronzy sort of shade from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I am carving out my cheekbones with the Sigma Large Angled Contour F40 brush. The reason I'm using this shade and not Java, which I normally use, is because I'm going for really bronzy, very warm cheeks. I'm really trying to make this look very kind of glowy and very, not summery, but in the winter you tend to look quite pale, so I'm really trying to bring back a lot of warmth into this look. And I'm just contouring the rest of my face as well, because when you apply foundation, it kind of gets rid of any definition to your face and can make it look very 2D. So just contour as you want to kind of do it. I just do it pretty much everywhere. And now I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm carving out my contour with the Morphe M459 contour brush. This is just to sharpen it, tidy it, make it look nice and neat. And I do the same on the nose as well, because sometimes the brush has kind of gone over the center, and obviously I want my nose to look defined as possible. I don't contour it too much though, because I don't really feel that I have the need to. Then I'm just brushing it all off with the contour brush from Real Techniques. Now I'm using Give Me Sun by MAC, and I am blending out the back of the contour with a Morphe E3 brush, a little bit over the head as well. This isn't my blush shade, this is just what I'm using just to kind of brighten up my look. And then I am using this blush, what's it called? It's called Songbird. It's from the Becca Blush with Light Trio, and I'm applying it as my blush with an e.l.f. complexion brush, which is one of my favorite all-time blushes. I absolutely love it. And then my highlight is this Highlight and Illuminate shade, which is from the Iconic London Shimmer palette, and I'm applying it with a fan brush from Morphe. This one is a really gorgeous shade. I really love it. I really recommend this entire palette. It's a very good value for money, and the products themselves, as you can see for yourself, is pretty damn good. So I'm very happy with it. Yeah, you can see happy. So just apply your highlight to obviously as the intense as you want it to look. I like mine to be fairly intense, and we're going for a full-on Christmas look, hey? So why not, yeah? Merry Christmas, everybody. And then I am just going to be blending out the cheek area just to make sure there are no harsh lines. And then I use my NYX HD powder, as I always do, just to tidy everything up, again to make sure that everything looks neat and tidy and there's nothing messy. And then I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Liquid Matte Liquid Lipsticks, and this shade is in Heartbreaker. It's a really gorgeous bright red shade, and Huda Beauty liquid lipsticks are some of my favorites, so I really kind of wanted to use that, especially because I was using the eyeshadow palette as well. I wanted to really use it on the lips too. And this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe. Merry Christmas to everyone that's celebrating. If you're not, happy holidays anyway. Love you all, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.